You start your journey on the practice of yoga. You do a lot of practices. Every day you wake up, you put in a lot of energy to get that twist, to get that bend, put in a lot of energy to, sleep on time the previous night. We have this concept called overexertion. I'm pretty sure each one of you would have experienced it. Every single time you start to do something, you feel like, okay, I have to push a bit more. But what 90% of the times for any individual who starts the journey on the path of yoga, overexertion becomes a major hindrance, a big obstacle rather. What is this? You start to push yourself beyond what you can take. See, you would have led a lot of lazy life for the last 10-15 years. You would have never woken up on time. You would have never eaten 3 meals regularly on time, at least for a year. You would have had all kind of irregular, unhealthy habits. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you decide, okay, I'm going to change everything that is there about me. And I am going to start leading a healthy life from, the first of a year or whichever day you choose to. That can't happen. You can't overexert yourself saying, okay, I'm going to follow all the good habits that are there from the day one itself. Nah, this will never ever happen. This has never happened even for the greatest of the greatest saints, and even for me for that matter. Growth has to be progressive. That is why it is called as sadhana. In yoga, we use the word sadhana. We don't call it as practice. Sadhana means you evolve through it. Practice, you just do. The English word practice is not the equivalent of the word sadhana. In Hatha Yoga Pradipika, in the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, we always use the word sadhana. Progressively, you have to grow. And once you start to grow, you start enjoying the process. And imagine you do your practice for like 1.5 hours, 2 hours on the day one, and you won't be able to wake up for the next 5-6 days. Overexertion is a major hindrance. Enthusiasm has to be there, but if you don't overexert yourself, physically push yourself, and most importantly, mentally push yourself to such an extent where you feel like, okay, I'm going to collapse after 2-3 days. Take your practice slow, go slow. Eventually, you'll reach over there. It's definitely going to take a couple of years. You can't expect entire change to happen in the span of a few months or rather few days. Growth takes time. How evolution took time, sadhana, for you to grow on the path of sadhana, for you to grow on the process of yoga, for you to grow on the path of yoga takes time. Know where to put yourself, know where to pull the brakes. It's very, very important. If you keep pushing yourself, ultimately you'll feel exhausted and you'll drop out of the practice.